Do you remember a story in the Old Testament about a young man by the name of Joseph? Anybody remember his story? Well, if you don't know his story, let me tell you the story really quickly. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers. Okay. Now I'll tell you, if you're sold into slavery by your brothers, that's just bad. Okay, that's just bad. Okay. So he's sold into slavery by his brothers, and then he gets falsely accused for raping a lady that he had not done this to you, and he ends up in prison. And then he's in prison for a number of years, and somebody promises to give a good word to Pharaoh. This is a prison in Egypt, to give Pharaoh a good word for him and get him out. And then they forget about him, that he's even there. And so he's left in prison. Ultimately, he gets out, and finally his brothers, needing food, come to him after he's now the prime minister of Egypt. God has raised him up. And his brothers who sold him into slavery are asking for food. Let me ask you, what would you do if your very brothers who sold you into slavery are hungry, looking for a meal? What would be your response? Go get a meal yourself, buddy, okay? Don't come asking me for something. Do you remember what you did to me? Her one-string guitar, bang, 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 okay? Not Joseph. You know what Joseph said? Joseph said, hey, brothers, you meant this to me for evil, but God turned it into something good, okay? Good. You brothers tried to destroy me, but God took care of me, okay? You tried to hurt me, but God took the hurt and turned it into something beautiful in my life. So come on to my table and eat all that you want to eat, because I forgive you, okay? Amen. How about Jesus when he's on the cross? He's been beaten, blasphemed, all kind of terrible things. Crown of thorns on his head. He's bleeding. Hair plucked out of his beard by people who are despising him, people spitting on him. And he's hanging on the cross, bleeding and dying. And there's 7 statements that Jesus makes when he's on the cross. And one of those statements is, Father, forgive them. They know not what they're doing. Amen. Even on the cross, we see Jesus with a big heart. And God is going to test you. He'll test you with giving opportunities. Are you a giver or are you a taker? Amen. Are you a consumer or are you a contributor? God will test you with forgiving opportunities. Will you forgive or will you hold a grudge?